Hey, what's going on, guys? All in channel. I am your host, Sega Forever. Gonna give you guys my thoughts on Redfall and Starfield being delayed. The announcement was made yesterday um, in coordination between Bethesda Game Studios and Microsoft Game Studios. So, of course, you guys should probably know this. It's been all over the internet. Pretty big news, if I'm being honest. But I haven't had a chance to talk about it and give my perspective. Hat tip to all the guys out there, especially in the circle that I occupy when it comes to Xbox content and gaming and news and media. The usual suspects: Iraq X, the Don King of Xbox; Hebot, the world's most powerful gamer; Unlimited Productions; um, Sega Man; Tuckmaster. Tuckmaster has a new podcast called The Lion's Den, and definitely recommend it. I've been checking it out. Hey, what's up, Wild Horse? Yeah, thanks, man. Um, yeah, I was just gonna talk about this. I actually made a video, but it got corrupted. I was kind of upset because I spent so much time on it. It actually came out pretty good. Um, doing a video pre-recording is way easier than going live, at least for me. But yeah, man, it's good, dude. Been enjoying Xbox, enjoying Game Pass. I got like about. Sorry about the background noise, guys. I apologize now. It's very noisy today. It's a Friday where I live, and for some reason, these helicopters decided to fly, and then I got chickens and roosters all over the place. That's the only good thing about the helicopters. It keeps the chickens and roosters at bay as far as them the noises they make. But yeah, man, it's been good. Like I said, been playing Game Pass. I got like about 9 games in rotation now. That's something I'll touch on in this video, um, because obviously, yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I did a video, and I normally the background's pretty good, and I wasn't paying attention because once I start talking, everything else kind of melts away. And then, but when I re-listened to the video, dude, there was like you could hear the roosters. It was bad. It was really bad. Um, yeah, so I'm glad you can hear me. I need to get a microphone, man. I want to get something to change my voice. I can't stand my voice. It's one of the reasons why I don't like making videos. But yeah, so as far as the Game Pass stuff, that's what I've been doing, man. That's why I've been having a good time. In fact, I find myself, going back in time when it comes to video games now, because I'm actually playing them on the level I used to when I was younger. Um, the only difference is I don't have that type of time, which is bad for me now, right? Because you got to work. I got stuff to do with my kids. My kids are getting older. Like my daughter's going to start driving pretty soon. She's doing that, and my son's into music and computers. They got all kind of programs they're on. They're in high school already, so we're trying to prep them for, if they decide to go to college. We'll see how that works out. And that's just not the money thing; it's just everything to prepare. Which, I mean, it's not hard in itself, but when you're trying to play like 9 different games on Game Pass, and then Microsoft just keeps on dumping games into the service, dude, it's crazy. I haven't felt this way since the Genesis days, if I'm being honest. Since my old Sega days. I was trying to play everything and anything, and still trying to maintain the arcade presence. It was crazy. I remember when Street Fighter 2 hit, man. That was nuts. Dude. I was constantly playing games. That's all I did. And I can't do that anymore, man. Not only am I too old, but it's just too hard. I just don't have the time, which is sad because now I have the money. And I'm not saying like I'll buy every single thing, but I was poor when I was growing up, man. So I didn't have a chance to buy anything. You have to borrow games from friends. You have to find ways. Bargain bin, dumpster diving, all the whole nine. I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys in our circle understand that, so I don't have to go into too much detail. But yeah, thanks for joining Wild Horse. I'll wait a little while before I jump into this. This would probably be like my podcast for this week, just because I couldn't get the video. I don't know. I gotta get software. Part of me just doesn't want to spend the money because if I don't do anything with it, right, I feel like it's a waste. And I'd have to update my skill set, not just my tech, man. I'd have to really study this to be any good at it. So, there's just some people that I follow on YouTube. They're just natural. So that's why I like listening to Hebot, man. When he does his videos, man, you can tell he's a natural. Like he has a he has a speaker's voice, and you can tell he works. He can work a crowd, and he's been in front of a crowd. Same thing with E-Rock. E-Rock's the same way. But yeah, so yeah, what's up, Unlimited, man? I just shouted you out, dude. Thanks for showing up on that video the other day. that helped me out a lot, man. Or else I would have just been ranting for like 5 hours. I mean, I still ranted, but you know what upsets me about Doctor Strange and the multiverse? If you see, I'm gonna go back in on it, man. It's just I try not to think about it, and I made the mistake of watching other people's videos about it, which I totally agree with them. But the more I think about it, the more upset I get. I'm actually more upset about that than the Bethesda Microsoft announcement. You know that Redfall and Starfield got delayed. That's why I didn't do a video too, man. I know Zobi's been calling us out. Zobi70. Hat tip to him, man. He's an OG, so a lot of respect for Zobi. Might not agree with him all the time, right? But respect for him. But I was just so pissed about that movie, man. That movie just pissed me off, dude. And the more I think about it, the more mad I get. Dude, that was just like it was all filler. You know, there was no substance to it at all. Now, if you're a person that likes that type of movie, or you can just go in and enjoy it for what it is. I bring a lot of baggage, like I said in my video, what I did with Unlimited, man. I have to try and turn that stuff off, but it's hard for me because I'm just too much in it. And especially when they take the time to pull stuff that I know and just basically, bring it into the movie, step all over it, piss all over it, and throw it back in your face and say, here you go. That doesn't sit well for me as a fan. Not at all. Yeah, Wild Horse, man. Game Pass is the real deal, dude. And I like Game Pass ever since they came up to it, but I mean, I'll be honest, man, it's way better now. I liked it before, but Game Pass has totally encompassed my gaming, man. Right? Everything I do is on Game Pass. I still buy games, right? So what I'll do is if it's a game I really like there's just a couple games that I liked it from the bat. I just played it for like an hour. I loved them so much I just bought it. Which I'll be honest with you guys, man. The reason I bought it so I could clear some space too, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great game. I can see myself playing it over and over again. And then I'll buy it, and then I'll stick it on my other hard drive. Because the space is an issue, man. Space for Microsoft is an issue. I understand they have the cloud, but for somebody like me, that doesn't work. If it works for you, man, more power to you. Then you have to worry about space as much. But I'm looking at having to drop $200 on that external hard drive. I'd have to drop $200 on that external hard drive just to get my S up, my Series S. I have a Series S and Series X. So for the Series S, definitely, I've cut that in like storage. But since my daughter's playing more Game Pass games, I'm gonna have to bring that up. But that's $200 right there because that 512 ain't gonna work. Oh no, dude! Don't be surprised that no. Don't be surprised at all. It's the same thing with Sony fans, dude. Marvel fans are exactly like Sony fans, man. They're one and the same. They're exactly the same, man. It's all about the brand. That's why phases 1 through 3 technically they built a brand with that. And for me, I'm just being honest. As a Marvel fan, they did an excellent job. But of course, as I've said before, my standards were very low. We come from a time where we didn't think this stuff was possible. Well, you guys were enjoying Superman and Batman. Us Marvel guys was languishing on our side of the aisle, hating, loving your movies, but hating you guys at the same time. Tim Burton's Batman, dude. Christopher Reeve as Superman, dude. Just then we finally got Blade, but nobody knew he was a Marvel character except for hardcore guys like me. So that was a good start. But when Spider-Man kicked off, yeah, but don't feel that. No, it's not surprising at all, dude. But we got to see the second drop numbers though. But I'm telling you, they won't be able to keep this up because they did something bad, and they created canon within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and eventually these guys will catch on. It's just like what Sony people are, at least the normie side, right? That's what the Sony guys are finding out right now. There's gamers out there that's not really on either side, right? But they're finding out right now that it's better on our side. For different reasons, man. Not because they love Halo, even though they stole our system, those bastards. Or not because they're just totally Xbox, but because, there's value in Game Pass. Like Wild Horse just said. The Game Pass family thing is going to be huge. It's going to be huge for me. Yeah, 100 games for $10. Yeah, dude. When they added EA in there, EA has a lot of great games, and I mean great games not just by content but by playability, right? It's just they have games in there that people can play. That's why for me, even though I prefer them to pick up other people, like I know E-Rock was talking about his video, with Ubisoft, right? He wants them to pick up. I think that would be great. They'll be great, but I think they need to get EA just for Madden and FIFA. Just from the perspective of growing Game Pass subscriptions, right? You saw what happened with Netflix, right? When they took that hit, man, that woke them up, dude. They're doing things real different. Like they changing their tune when it comes to content, as far as how they're gonna address certain issues that are happening in the world. I'll do a video on that. That's separate. Yeah, Blade. Yeah, no, true. I hated on X-Men, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was married at the time, dude, and then or I was at my girlfriend at the time, who became my wife. But we're she wanted to go. She just wanted to go watch a movie, and I was like, hell no, I'm not. I saw the helmet for Magneto. I'm like, I'm not going to watch this movie. It's ridiculous, dude. It looks stupid. I'm not watching it, dude. I ate some serious crow that day. But she, of course, I'm going to go with her because I don't want to, they always win, right? So we went in there, and then from the opening scene, I was just like hooked, and I was just like, I just was like, oh my gosh, the scene where they introduced Magneto as a kid, and then I just began to realize, wow, this could be something special. I'm sitting down there, I'm giggling, I'm enjoying myself, and then she's just looking at me. I made it worse for her. She's just looking at me with pure hate, man. If looks could kill, I would have been dead. Because here I am enjoying it, dude. Yeah, that X-Men is the one that did it. X2 is my favorite X-Men movie. I mean, they jacked up the Jean Grey saga. I think they bit off more than they can chew. The problem with Bryan Singer, the good thing about Bryan Singer, he's good on the emotional aspects. The bad news with Bryan Singer is when you have to do a bigger blockbuster movie, you can't do it. But other than that, if it's something with a serious tone or a darker nature, that's kind of how his cinema is. But he did a great job with X-Men. He made me a believer. And then, when Spider-Man hit, I actually took off to watch that movie. And that first movie, I was sold. Because it seems like Hollywood got it. Unlike what's happening now, right? These people now are starting. There's too many hands in the cookie jar. Yeah. I agree. And that wasn't Bryan Singer, right? That was I can't forget the guy's name. Well known director though. He's doing a lot of one of his indie movies blew up. Yeah, but I like what they allowed. They did. See, that's how you do time travel. Avengers did a good job as well. Which again is why I'm mad with the current crop of movies and TV show that Marvel's doing because they're not even addressing that. Dude, if you have a gauntlet with gems that totally rips the fabric of the known universe, dude, people would notice. And there's a whole cosmic universe out there that Marvel can take advantage of. And I'm saying that Marvel proper. I mean, Marvel can't touch DC's cosmic universe. But within the limitations of what Marvel has as a cosmic universe, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. And you see that with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's why I love Guardians of the Galaxy. The way that it's presented. I mean, I think he has the James Gunn actually understands that. And you get a lot of James Gunniness in there. Like you saw, I'm pretty sure you saw that in Suicide Squad, which works in Suicide Squad, right? It works with those characters. So, yeah. Well, anyway, man, yeah. So I better get on to X-Men with the glass suits in the match. Yeah, and I kind of have to agree with what they're saying though. Yeah, it was more of a I think because of the way now with the tech they have now, dude, there's no excuses. They could easily do costumes that are comic book accurate. The limitations, of course, being the tone and everything like that, what you're trying to go for. So there has to be a consistency, which Marvel seems to have forgotten about in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness for some reason. All right, I better stop, dude. I better stop because I'll get mad and then I'm already You know what I'll do? I'll just rename this the podcast, and then we can talk about a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, we can do that. Dude, how do I? I'm noticing. Can you hear me, brother? I'm just wondering if you can hear me. So sometimes I can't tell. I lose sight of the the bar. But I can't tell if it's going. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see it now. That's user error. See, I'm not used. Okay, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm not used to doing this stuff now. My son offered to help me, which was nice of him. But man, when he starts talking to me, I just get lost. I've had to force myself to get more tech savvy, dude, because of my kids. I mean, I trust them, but I don't trust them. Yeah, I sent you a link on Twitter if you want to jump in. I'll probably do this for like. I'm planning to leave at like 1:30. So 1:30, 2 o'clock. But if you want to jump in, let me know. I'm not sure if you're busy or not. Yeah, take your time, dude. Actually, I could go for a couple hours. I mean, I gotta my daughter. I say two. I think she's gonna finish at 2:30 school. I gotta go grab her. Yeah, take your time, dude. No rush. But yeah, we can talk about. You know what I'll call this? I'll call this the like a pop culture cast. Hey, Wild Horse, if you're there, man, let me know if you want to jump in. I can send it to you. Oh, I don't know if I have to send it on Twitter though. I'm not really straight on everything else. Yeah, dude. Take your time. But yeah. So basically, I don't know, man. I have no hope for Marvel whatsoever moving forward. I'm actually done with them. I was kind of thinking of watching Thor: Love and Thunder, just because um, Taika Waititi's on it. But some of the stuff he said, and then from the look of the film, and then after watching Doctor Strange, I'm out, dude. I checked out. You know what I'll probably do is I'll probably do it on. Oh yeah. No, it's no problem, dude. There's no problem. Actually, if you want, dude, I could set something up. I'm planning to do podcasts more, and I do this format just because it's the easiest way to do it, man. Like I tried using the recording feature on my stuff, and it clicked off, dude. It died, and I lost my previous video, which I really liked it. I actually said some stuff I wanted to get out. I actually wrote stuff down instead of doing it like this on the fly. But yeah, I have no hope for them. I'll just chalk it up as like my favorite artist or writer left the comic book, and now they got some noob on there that I don't like. And then the artist they pick up is like Crayola. So I just stopped collecting. Like I said in our video, man, the only one I didn't stop was X Men. I went all the way, but they had really amazing runs, and then the runs that weren't so amazing, they weren't bad. And there's always a reason for me to pick it up. Whether they did, I would pick up comic books just if I like the cover, man. That's how bad I am. I would just pick up a comic book just because I like the cover. Because a lot of times, as you know, when you pick up the cover, the art's not the same, but that's okay. That's when I was hardcore. Wow, it's been 18 minutes. Crazy. All right, dude. Yeah, just join me when you can. But yeah, so we were talking about the Bethesda Starfield thing. I feel compelled to because for some reason people want to know what Xbox people think, right? Or they say they want to know what they think. What they want us to do is agree with them, right? They want us Xbox guys to hate on Xbox for some reason. Um, and as I did the pre-recorded video I was doing, I was touching on that, right? And that's the approach I want to do because I listened to you guys' podcast yesterday, man. That was awesome. I couldn't comment in a part of it because I was driving home, but you guys said all. That's why I mean, I know we're all in the same circle. We kind of talk alike, but that's because you guys are speaking truth about the whole situation. I'll come from a little different perspective, just to chop it up a little bit differently as far as and it's more of my perspective as well. So that's another reason. Basically, what I was saying on my video that I pre-recorded is like when I look at situations like this, I tend to internalize it, like make it about me. And when I was saying on that video, the reason I say that is because on that video I was talking specifically about the gaming media and other gamers, and not just gamers outside. In fact, I expect hate from Sony. Let's be just specific. Nintendo guys will comment every once in a while. I don't care. Nintendo's in their own world too. Yeah, but the Sony guys are the guys that cross the streams, man. They'll go out of their way. They're like America Chavez, right? In that movie, they'll be punching holes to different universes, to multiverses, just to get like just willy nilly, just blasting stuff. It makes no sense. That's Sony guys. They're like America Chavez, right? They're just like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm gonna come into your universe, even though it has nothing to do with me. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no reason for me being here. You know, the plot is very weak, right? So there's no, I got to make something up on the fly, right? So that's how they operate. So they come into our universe, right, and they start wielding their power, or the power they think they have, throwing crap around like console sales and AAA exclusives, and Microsoft just sucks, the stuff they normally do, which is all falling apart, right? Just like in the movie, their universe is crumbling, right? So they're becoming more defensive. And but I expect that from them. That's what I expect. Of course, the problem that we deal with, like you guys are touching on, is the guys on our own side. And as Iraq was so adamant about it, he dropped some names on there. Just a couple, not everybody, but we all know who they are. Right? We know exactly who they are. They tend to be insiders or influencers. They got the bigger followings, which is fine, man. No hate, you know. We all know on the Xbox side, we all know who they are. And I have no problem with them being popular. I don't have no problem with them actually thinking that they're the voice box of the Xbox community, right? There's some stuff that you can't get from them just because they are somewhat connected, right? But I don't live and die by their opinions. In fact, most of the time, I don't agree with their opinions at all. And again, that's fine too. And I don't need them to think like me. I'm pretty sure they don't need me to think like them. We do what we do within this community, but there's some things that always happen when stuff like this drops, especially on the Xbox side, when a game gets delayed or somebody leaves the team, or Microsoft didn't buy a certain person, or Microsoft's having legal issues, or it's always something with these guys, dude. It's always something with these guys. That they're so reactionary, and that's what I can't stand. Right? Because if we're being honest, it's much ado about nothing when it comes to this, man. Microsoft is such a juggernaut right now. Right, and they've shown it. That's what drives me nuts about this stuff, man. It's like what Zaire used to say back in the day, man. To be the behemoth that they need to be, and that's what Microsoft is doing right now. In that Phil, I'm a nice guy type of way, in Satya Nadella, we want to reach and change the world kind of thing. That one world order, Microsoft that we're getting, right? That's what they're doing, which is good. It's working out for us right now, so that's great. And that's what they're doing. But I mean, they bought Bethesda, and I thought that was enormous. That was something that we talk about them doing every year, and that people, and people would just expect that from Microsoft, and they would kind of blow themselves up, right? We've lost so many people on the Xbox side, some hardcore people, or who you thought were hardcore, and they went by the wayside. And had they just waited a little bit until Microsoft finally pulled the trigger, and Phil was telling them, dude. Phil was telling them for the last couple of years, and they started pulling that trigger, man. They started laying the foundation first, right? Like anything else, you gotta lay a good foundation. You don't lay a good foundation, your stuff is trash. That's just you can't build a house without a foundation. Man. It's just foundational things that needs to be established that Microsoft had to work on, and they did it, right? Did it with a wink and a smile, man. They're just like, you know, like the good guys finished last. Well, that wasn't the case with Microsoft because they were pretty straightforward about stuff. They're honest. They addressed people's concerns. They took the hits, which I wouldn't have took. I could never work for Microsoft in that sense. I'd be telling people off. I'd get fired, dude. I'd be telling people off on that. I'd be telling people, "Why you don't like it? Go to Sony, dude. Why are you here?" And that would have sit well with them, dude. There was that IGN sit down that they had with all the different who was it? Seamus Blackley, because Hebot talked about this too on a video. I tipped to Hebot. My boy Peter Moore, right? And then Phil was there, man. And Peter Moore's still salty about that whole about the Dreamcast and Sony, man. What Sony did, and he was gonna bring it up, and Phil kind of like shut it down, And that's Phil. That's how he is, right? And I will talk about that. This is why I don't think Xbox guys, in my personal opinion, have anything to worry about. There's things that you can worry about, but that's in this situation, I think we'll be okay, right? Because there's a lot. It's just not Phil being a nice guy. There's some business elements that I look at that to me doesn't make sense that Microsoft would, like what happened with the offline stuff, and then with the delays that they do, I don't see it as sinister at all. In fact, there's some other stuff that I would like to talk about, which I think the gaming community in general should talk about, because to me that other stuff actually makes more sense or is more interesting, right? But because we're still stuck in this console war stuff, and because you have people, as soon as something like this will happen, these forerunners in our community, when the way they react, right, will set this tone. And you already have people that hate us that's trying to set the tone, and you have people in the gaming media, and influencers that need clicks, right? They'll do that. But when we start doing it, that's where it makes it harder for everybody. right? Because for me, like I said, dude, I don't see it happening that way. I don't. There's no animosity or ill will in any of this. But yeah, yeah. So when this stuff happens, right, I would suggest everybody not to get emotional, right? Be a little bit reasonable, right? Really think it through. That's another reason why I didn't put out a video. And I'll be honest, I didn't have time, dude. I just had too much stuff going on. But in being that busy, because everything just hit me all at once last week, dude. And then a couple weeks ago, man, I got COVID, dude. That sucked. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because I have other health issues. But when I got it, at first I was upset because I got it because I'm in a high risk category. So I make sure to, I'm not psychotic about it, but I do things for myself to make sure that I'm okay, right? Like I wash my hands a little more, dude. I have like antibacterial stuff. I still wear my mask, right? And as a courtesy to other people as well, because I have allergies, man, and people are psychotic now, man. You you like clear your throat and something like that. People will look at you, man, like they want to tie you to a stake and burn you. And even Hawaii, man, Hawaii's getting more back to normal, dude. Hawaii's usually mellow about that kind of stuff, but nowadays, dude, it's whatever. It's like, anyway, it is what it is. But I was a lot of stuff I was dealing with, so I had to play catch up on my regular life when I got back to normal, dude. I was down for like a week, both because of the illness and because of regulations, man. I live in a blue state, dude. They don't mess around here, dude. I had the Board of Health calling me because you have to go check in at the hospital, man. It's just like it's like Big Brother up in this place. So anyway, everything else after that was catch up with both work and then personal stuff. So it's not like I was ignoring it. We do have lives, and then I know people are out there where they're just making excuses. No, man, life happens, man. Hey, what's up, honest gamer? What's up, brother? Yeah, dude, life happens, man, and it's like, dude, you have to roll with the punches. So I'm sorry. I mean, and again, if it comes to gaming, with me talking about this kind of stuff, or if I want to, do what I love doing, which is playing video games, right? I will go with the video games. I have no choice, man. It's just Microsoft constantly drops stuff on Game Pass. It's not even it's becoming irritating if I'm being honest, dude. And I'm not just saying that to say it, dude. It's every time, man. I feel like I'm missing out, man, because they're posting out all these games that are coming to Game Pass. It's almost like every week. And it'd be one thing if like there's some games that I'm not totally interested in, right? But it's also games that that I actually am interested in. Look, I'll put it to this way: when I play a game, I download it and I start playing it. There's times that I'm like, man, if this game's not good, that'd be kind of great for me, because then I could just kick it off, because of a hard drive space and um, just because I don't have to worry about it, right? But I'm not having that problem, dude. Right now, I'm playing the season 2 of Halo Infinite, right? I'm playing that. I got addicted to Cobra Kai, thanks to Heba, by the way. Thanks, no thanks. Right? I didn't think I liked that game as much as I do. The only reason I played it is because I'm going to watch the new season. And so I wanted to see how the story was. And I thought I liked the story, and then the gameplay was just going to be, okay, yeah, whatever. But no, actually, the gameplay is pretty solid. Crap, why am I drawing a blank now? Running Chronicles I just downloaded. Um, Dude, if I had my list of stuff, I could pull it off the top of my head. But technically, 9 games that I'm playing right now, like in rotation. Yeah, dude, gamer, do you want to? Are we following each other on Twitter though? Are we on Twitter? Let me know. What's your thing on Twitter, and I can send you, because I'm waiting for unlimited as well. Dude, I can't remember your name on Twitter. What's your tag on Twitter? Twitter. Oh, Kano. Are you still Kano though? Oh yeah, you are. Okay, okay. Follow me. Hold up, bro. Dude, I am not good at this at all, bro. Straight up. Hold on, man. Oh yeah, there you are. Let me put this in. All right, man, it's coming. Let me know if you want to jump in, man. Man, how you been, bro? Man, was it like was you, man? Remember what's his man? D was he in Phoenix back in the day? I know we all get lives, man. I know you're doing your production stuff. But I sent it to you, bro. Just I sent you the link on Twitter. That's the only way I know how to do it, man. I'm not tech savvy like the rest of the guys in our the rest of these young guns. But yeah, hit me, jump in if you want. Yeah, so for me, man, there's gotta be like there's some reasoning behind it, man. And when it comes to Microsoft, dude, they just put up too much time, energy, and money into building Game Pass to just like piss it away that way, you know. And what I mean by that is, who knows what they were doing um, when Live went down, and in the event of Redfall and Starfield, right? I mean, it doesn't. All right, dude, no worries. It doesn't make sense to me that they've been preaching this whole thing about they're anti-crunch, right? They want the developers to take their time. They want to produce a good product that everybody will like. They've been that way. Now, in the event of Halo, right, Halo Infinite, if you want to call them out on that, I can't disagree. But if I'm being, I will defend them in saying that they were trying something new with that. And the single player is awesome. In fact, I'm just gonna leave my kids behind. They were gonna play with me. I've been waiting on them, man. They've been leaving me hanging. These kids have been leaving me hanging. And hey, what's up? What's up, bro?
Mic check. Mike, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, you sound good, man. I've always been jealous of you, man,
Hey,
because of your voice.
why is that, man?
Because you got a smooth voice, man. I hate my voice, dude. I feel
Man,
like like when people see me, like because
yeah.
I'm not the smallest guy, right? So when they see me, but when I open my mouth, man, they look at me like how people look at Tyson
hmm
when he first started talking.
Yeah, it's just I approach everything in a smooth, calm tone. So I am, in the words of All Might, I am here.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
I'm here. I'm glad to be back. It's been a long time though, Sega Pharaoh. Last time we came together was on the Direct X show minus the fraud show.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's still kicking it too, man. I kind of dropped off just for the simple fact that, man, my kids are older now, man. And my kids are on scholarship right now, dude. That's crazy. Scholarship.
Yes, that's how long it's been since all of that happened. That's what 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that
it's
was
been
I no even before that. I think was it that? Oh, that's not too bad. I thought it was like 2015, 2016.
yeah. When you think about it, it's been a minute because like we was all on the Xbox One days, and you
Yeah.
know we all like didn't keep in touch like that. We all was like kind of went our separate ways in a sense, but I haven't heard from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I know I talk to you on Twitter from time to time,
Yeah.
and we still keep it gaming. But you already know every time I be on Twitter, I'm very vocal about different things in gaming. So I cut no corners.
Yeah, yeah, dude, and as you should be, man. And then we put in from the get go, man. I mean, a lot of the guys aren't around anymore. I mean, life happens, right? But I mean, I think we was in on the Zaire days, even, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when I came on the scene in like 2016. Like it's like when Xbox was, Xbox One was at its peak. So I came around on the scene around that time, around 2016,
Oh, okay,
and
okay, yeah,
then I was in one of the groups, and then the group kind of disbanded. I'm on my own. I started up the gamer section, and in like 2018, and just kept the gaming since. So, but I'm still an Xbox guy, but if there's something wrong, I'm gonna call it out. I call it on everybody, so it ain't, everybody gets smoked from me.
yeah,
I,
yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like you, 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. You know, guys that, and I know like some of the other guys, they're no longer doing it, right? But
Mm.
I
You
think
talking
that's
like
the reason. Oh, go ahead.
no, you talking like Kaleidoscope Ghost? He biting on them.
Yeah, Hebad's rocking a Kaleidoscope. I haven't heard from him in a while, but you know, like Iron Wolf and even before that, man. Like, and I know John Snow is back. Like he's actually on Hundreds podcast.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't even know. I haven't been keeping tabs with what's been going on with 100 and them.
yeah, 100 is so the consistency is what I'm trying to say, right? So regardless of like there's a dude Zobi 70
Mm.
who I still follow, man. I've been following this dude ever since he was hardcore PlayStation because he's an old school gamer, man. So a lot of the stuff, even though I don't like, we have different choices as far as gaming.
Yeah,
He's like an old soul, right? So there's games like you can tell he grew up. We grew up around the same time playing the kind of same games, and even though my tastes have changed a little bit, we
right,
still got that
right.
kind of connection. So I've been following that dude for a long time. So I mean, he's saying stuff right now that I don't necessarily agree with, but it's some stuff I do. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but you know, you got to be like that, man. You got to be able to have people have differences of opinion, and it's not just for, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, well, everybody should have a right to say everything. It's also for yourself, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
for yourself so that you can check yourself and you know get caught up in your bubble like a lot of people do. People get
Right.
caught up in the bubble. Yeah.
Right. If you look at it like realistically, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. We back in the days, we was more like fanboyish heavy on the Xbox side. But as we get older, we come to realization what's really going on and open our eyes to see things
Well,
like you
it
know.
helped. It helped us because you know it was just one way, right? We were all together because Xbox was just constantly getting attacked, man. So we found camaraderie around around that. But then
That,
as like you said,
yeah.
those things got better, right? You can see
Mhm.
the cracks and you can see people going off in their own direction, which is par for the course when it happens. So,
Yeah, but like I look at it like this, right? Like when we get older, and then when we seeing what's going on, right?
mhm.
I had already had confidence in Microsoft. As soon as they acquired the studios in like 2018, I already
Right.
had confidence they was going to go only up from here with the games and them acquiring Bethesda, and then the talks. They almost done with the acquisition of Activision. Then me being in the gaming, being me basically being an insider now because I be talking to a lot of game devs and stuff like that, and building a lot of relationships. I'll be finding out things that's be going on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So when you
Well,
look at Microsoft, huh?
I know you're still doing your music. Are you connecting through your music as well? Is that what
Yeah,
you're doing?
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely connected through the music. I'm still working on a lot of music as we speak. So I'm working on the project right now as we speak. So
Oh, right on, bro.
yeah,
Congratulations.
appreciate it,
No,
appreciate
you've
it.
been pushing, dude. You've been pushing as long as I've known you, man. You've been pushing hard, dude. So more power to you.
Hey, I got to grind some way. You know what I mean? So got to grind. But like I'm saying with Xbox, right? What people fail to realize about Xbox, if you look at Xbox One, it wasn't as strong as what's going on with the Series X and S right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, they're two different consoles. Yeah.
Exactly. Like they didn't have the exclusives like they do now. Now this go around, I feel like Xbox is going to have a more substantial success ratio when it comes down to the nitty gritty in the long run because all the studios they acquired, even though I know what we're going to get to the meat and potatoes about with the Starfield and Redfall being delayed, um, it's not a bad thing because people don't understand there's still exclusives coming out this year from Microsoft. It may not be a first party studio, but there's still exclusives coming out. And don't and honestly, I'll be brutally honest. Crossfire X wasn't. It was more of a miss for me. But games like Tunic, 40,000 K, the Warhammer, the Dark Tide is going to be hitting. There's a lot of games that's going to be coming to the Series X and S that's going to be hit. There's going to be some hidden gems. So that's what people have that misconstrue and misconception about what's going on this year as
No,
far as the two games being delayed.
well, and you bring up a good point. Oh, just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Unlimited. Yeah, I'm not sure where Wild Horse is from. If you're in here, Wild Horse, let me know, man. You want to jump in? It's fine. And Sega, man, what's up, bro? If you want to jump in, let me know. I can send you a link on Twitter if you guys got time. I know that Unlimited will be here as soon as he's finished. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
got free time today, so. But yeah, to your point, man. That's why I made a video previous. I pre-recorded one, but something happened to it. I couldn't.
Right.
It got corrupted or something. But so
Mm-hmm.
I just that's why I opened this up. But to your point, man, that's an excellent point because, like you said, the Dark Tides. So
Mm-hmm.
in the event of like Redfall, right? Already you have if you look at Game Pass, already you
Right.
have Like I played Back for Blood,
Mm-hmm.
but I fell off of Back for Blood because I got into Halo the first
All
season.
right. Mm-hmm.
So one thing I think Microsoft is trying to look at, and again, if I don't know what the subscription numbers. There's a lot of things you have to factor in. But to your point, right? You don't want to put too many things in the game that cancel each other out, and in the Game Pass that cancel each other out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
to your point, I agree. Like that's something I was looking at. I was like, okay, if Dark Tides come and then you got Redfall. That's why I didn't think Redfall personally. I'm not too disappointed about Redfall because I didn't think it was gonna release because we never see nothing, dude. That's a first party title, and
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the biggest ones coming out. And you've been
Right.
pushing Starfield, but you never even really said. We just got that teaser trailer and some little bit of news. But if that's your first
Exactly.
party title coming up from Bethesda, a Bethesda owned studio, right? We would have seen more. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's how I read it.
No, no. If you look at it like this, though, I'm gonna tell you like this here. Even though those two games is delayed, we still got games coming out. People still forgot about the game Scorn. That's coming out in October.
Oh,
And
dude,
that's
big.
obviously, and that's one of my most anticipated games that I want to play on the Xbox right now. You know what I'm saying? I say it like this, and I always been saying this. 2023, we will officially start with the new gen games because there are so many games that are coming out exclusively to Microsoft next year. Not only that, the acquisition of the Activision Blizzard King, there's going to be so many games going to Game Pass day one and day and date whenever they drop these games. All of the Call of Duties, the Crash Bandicoots, the Spyro games, all that's going to be in Game Pass day and date. You know what I'm saying? Just like how when the acquisition came through with Bethesda, all the games that's on Bethesda right now is on the Game Pass and it's going on there permanently compared to what Sony's doing. And I've been saying this from the jump about Sony, the way their business practices is right now, that's going to hurt them in the long run. In the way that Xbox is manifesting itself right now, Xbox is going to succeed in the long run of the quality of what they're doing. People have this, like I said, misconception about Xbox ain't got no games for this year, blah, 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 but they fail to realize there's a Forza Motorsport that's going to end up coming out this year. It's been, 2 years since we've seen anything about that game, and it's going to be out most likely this year. Scorn, you got the Dark Tide game, and then you got some other games that's not exclusive to Microsoft. It's going to be in Game Pass, like Atomic Heart and stuff like that. So, like I said, Xbox is going to have some games this holiday season to play. But I think the one key thing, since these two games are going to be delayed, the Starfield and Redfall, I
Right.
think they need to go ahead and come out of pocket and either get the Hogwarts Legacy or the Gotham Knights day one on Game Pass. That will bring subscribers up expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? It will bring it up to a whole another notch if they can get one of those two games on Game Pass day and date.
Yeah, and then with the subscriptions, that's one of the things on the channel I push. I
Mm-hmm.
push it through. Oh, sorry, man. Travis, what's up, dude? Long time. That's yeah. See, he just mentioned Forza Motorsport. Travis is like, yeah. Forza Motorsport coming out this year too. Man, when what was it? Horizon 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5, right? Well, you remember when that trailer hit and then people took notice of it. So I
Oh
guess
yeah,
that's my next
absolutely.
question to you. I want to ask you this since you brought it up.
Yes,
What do
sir.
you consider a next generation title though? Your your
What?
your own, your own opinion. What do you think is the next generation title?
Okay, well, I'm gonna explain it to everybody like this, right? And I'm gonna give you an example. Y'all know, if people don't know about the game The Last of Us Part Two, right? The
Okay.
Last of Us Part Two, I played the game. I enjoyed the game as far as the gameplay, but the story sucked. The story was garbage truck juice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the way I'm looking at games like Perfect Dark, um, Hellblade 2, even um, the next Spider-Man games, those are more considered new gen because those games are not coming to the Xbox One and PS4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you looking at the infrastructure and the graphical hardware of these cross generation games, the graphical infrastructure of it, it kind of hinders of what the capabilities of the Xbox Series X and S is, and the PS4 and the PS5 in a sense compared to the last gen. You feel what I'm saying? So,
I,
like for example, I'll give you an example, right? And I'm gonna be brutally honest with everybody. The Xbox Series S is going to sell way more than the Series X right now because of the graphical chips situation that's going on right now. So we're going to see more Xbox Series S is selling like hotcakes more than X right now until they have it situated. And then not only that, when you look at the Xbox Series X in this way, they're going to have more games. So with the next generation, with a new generation, the way I'm looking at the new generation that we're in right now, 2023, we're going to see more of that new generation where a lot of these games is not going to be on the last generation. The the Unreal Engine 5, the Unity engines, all that won't be held back because of the new hardware. The new technical aspects of these games is going to be more advanced on the new hardware than the old hardware. If you look at Cyberpunk 2077, for example, how the base Xbox One and the base PS4 was hindered and all that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said, when we start seeing these new games that's exclusive to the new gen hardware, then you're going to see how the game runs more at 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second without the hindrance of the last generation technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the show coming up. Do you expect
Mm-hmm.
anything like huge announcements or anything in that vein? Because there's rumors about Sega announcing because they're supposed to be working on next gen stuff. You had the WB announcement, right? What the guy said that it's just going to be next gen consoles only.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got a little bold prediction on that. The bold prediction for me is I think a new acquisition. Because if you look at Microsoft, they have trillions of dollars, so they're going to come out of pocket to make sure they get the best of the best for their platform. You know what I'm saying? And if I
Yeah,
were Microsoft, I would know what you said.
no. Yeah, that's what they've kind of been doing now to build up Game Pass. Real quick, unlimited. Oh, hold on.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna add unlimited production to the stream.
Oh, absolutely.
And then sorry, then continue.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, welcome unlimited.
Hey, what's up? What's up, fellas?
Oh yeah, coming in loud.
How you doing, man?
Yeah,
Hey, how
unlimited
are
is
you, man?
Kano. Yeah, we OG man. We back from the days, but yeah, Kano, continue, man.
I'm just 30 years old, y'all. I'm just 30. I was in my 20s years ago. I'm 30 now. Okay.
Yeah, you guys, both of you guys still young guns, man. I want to hear nothing from you guys. I'm old man, dude. I just went to the doctor today, man. The doctor's telling me, man, you gotta watch your sugar. I'm on that level. So I can't even look at Twinkies right now, man. Look at a Twinkie, man. Like, man, just turn away, close your eyes.
All right. So let me go ahead and explain this, right? They say developers are saying that the Series S is already. I'm reading from what Travis said. He said developers are saying that the Series S is already holding back the strong consoles. This is why I have a disagreement with that, right? I don't think it's the developers. They have developers that don't want to put emphasis in pushing the Series S in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Because even though it might not be as strong as the Series X, if you look at the Series X, they still have some of the aspects of what the Series X can do. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to push to push to the max of the Series S. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where a lot of developers kind of misconstrued the situation on the Series S and X. Don't get me wrong, the Series X is one powerful console. Same thing. The PS5 is powerful, but it's not as powerful as the Series X. But if you state the Series S, I think they don't want to put emphasis in pushing the console and pushing the technology behind the Series S, and that's where the L has to come into play. Like if you look at Checkland when they came into play about how the Series S wasn't that strong, it was a bold-faced lie because they could have pushed that 60 frames per second with no problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I disagree at.
It's funny because Microsoft probably has these conversations with them and they'll take the hit. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I was saying, like, if you look at the first party studios, they're going to push the Series S and the Series X to the maximum creating these games. So when you see that, you're going to see like, okay, that the first party studios know what they're doing with the consoles. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the L come into play with these other developers. I'm not going to say all the developers are like that, but there's some that just don't want to put in that work to develop the games rightfully on the Series S. That's why I'm saying to a lot of people that the Series S is going to sell more than the Series X this generation, because we're still dealing with the graphical chip shortages to this day, and we still probably going to deal with it for a minute because of a lot of things that's going on.
Right. Yeah, and I don't see it. I mean, hopefully it's changing, but who knows? Yeah. So Unlimited, man. I listened to the podcast yesterday, which is awesome, by the way. Yeah, I was kind of like in transition. That's why I couldn't comment on some of the stuff, but you guys covered all the bases. But I wanted to talk about it because I did a video on it, like I said, and then it died. Um, I don't know what I did, man. Like I said, I'm not the most tech savvy guy, so that's why I'm doing this format. Um, but I just wanted to talk about it being more internalized for me. But just real quickly, man, if you can give your perspective on what do you think. People who watch this and might not have seen the podcast you did. Um, what do you think moving forward, as far as Microsoft and as you know how they expected us? They're expecting certain reactions from us with all this news and stuff like that. But just briefly, man, if you just give your reaction and let everybody know. As far as Redfall and Starfield being delayed.
Yeah, I mean, my look, I'm a huge fan of games like Starfield, so I was looking forward to it. I love I love my RPGs more than pretty much damn near any game out type of game out there. RPGs and open world games, right? So I was looking forward to it. And it sucks I'm not going to be able to play it in November. That just means I'll play it in February or March whenever it's released. Oh well, there's nothing I could do. So I see no point in getting upset or getting overly emotional
Fading
or cursing
facts.
out Phil Spencer, none of that stuff over a video game I'm gonna play anyway.
Mm-hmm. And
Well, I
not
said,
only that, Death Group is coming out in like September, so it ain't nothing to trip about neither.
Yeah,
also, like when I was on your comment section, I was kind of like, dude, I mean, and I mean this, and I was trying not to be the way I said it. I kind of regret because I wasn't trying to be mean about it, but I'm like, dude, to me, it's like I got so much stuff going on right now, right? That I can't, as far as gaming now, not just real life in general, but I was talking about gaming. There's so much stuff I'm playing, like I don't really have time. Maybe like if this thing didn't hit big or you guys weren't talking about it, I probably wouldn't have known because I'm too busy trying to finish games that I'm playing on Game Pass. Like I was telling
right.
Kano, man, I have like a rotation of about 9 games right now.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean they're all Game Pass, and the problem the issue I'm having with Microsoft right now has nothing to do with the online going down, which is an issue, or
Mm-hmm.
this stuff with Bethesda. Man, my issue is like, man, I wish I had more space on my hard drive because it kind of sucks having to transfer stuff in and out. Those are the issues that I'm dealing with when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
Xbox, right? It's just like because the way the Game Pass is, right? There's a variety of games, and the way I like to play games, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. The issue I have right now is just on the storage space because the cloud fix doesn't work for me where I'm at.
Right.
Right, I can't. I have to play it off the hard drive. Some games work fine, but a lot of them don't. And surprisingly, a lot of them aren't taxing to me. Like I figured I'd be able to play it. Like I definitely know I want to play Halo. I got to download that. But some of the indie games that are smaller also has issues, right? So that's
Right.
not a solution for me. So when
Right.
I'm looking at it, like when I say internalize it, that's what I'm actually dealing with right now that affects me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the problem with the online going down, right? My
Right.
stuff was running, but then again, 2 days I didn't play it because I was too busy, right? So maybe I might have had a problem. I don't know. And then the second thing being with the Starfield thing, like you said, Unlimited. I'm disappointed that happened because that's the game I'm looking forward to for a myriad of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I am
Well,
disappointed, but I don't understand what people expected us to do.
I look at it like this: if you look at the aspects of what's going on at the start of this generation, right? Think about it like this: a lot of AAA games has been delayed time and time again because we still dealing with the pandemic, aka Rona V, aka so many names to these viruses we don't even know what we call. We can call it Corona Miley Cyrus around these parts here. I mean, so it's just so much going on with it if you think about it in that perspective, right? But look at it like this, okay? For with Redfall, yeah, I'm actually still excited about the game. I wasn't like so excited about the game. I wanted to see gameplay, right? But it being delayed and Redfall being delayed, it's not going to hurt none of us because we got backlogs that's crazy. Do y'all know how much gamer score I got on Xbox right now? Do y'all really want to know how much of a gamer score I got right now? Right? To be honest with y'all,
Yeah,
do
How
y'all
much?
want to know? I got over 300,000.
yeah. I was gonna say I know you was up in 100,000 somewhere last time I
Yeah,
checked.
I'm past
And I was gonna kick
300,000
you off.
now.
I was gonna kick you off my live, man, because
Oh dang.
you was always in the top three, and I couldn't
Yeah,
count on some of my stuff. I was like looking at you like, man.
Man, I put like on my spare time. If I'm not in the studio recording music, if I'm not in the gym or whatever, I'm playing video games on my spare time. If I'm not doing anything gamer section related, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the game, playing games and enjoying my time. You know what I'm saying? I got almost dang near 1,000 games. You feel me, on my Xbox, because I review games on a regular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my thing is this, right? I still got a backlog of games, so this is not going to hurt me with Starfield and Redfall being delayed. Besides, they got tons of other games coming to Game Pass, day and date. So people that's like the fanboys that's actually rejoicing right now and say, "Oh yes, Starfield is delayed." There's a possibility God of War Ragnarok that might be delayed because there still isn't a release date. You know what I'm saying? Or Forspoken possibly could be delayed because we still going through the pandemic situation. So people got to understand that it's nothing to be mad or sad for. If you got a backlog of games, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the holiday season right now, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to kind of be dry on both platforms. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
well, hey, let me say this, Kano. It's
Yeah, for
Kano,
sure.
right?
Yes, Kana.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this, Kano.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, if you subscribe to Game Pass, you got a backlog of 400 games. You know,
Exactly.
even if every game ain't for you, it's 400. It's over 400 games. There's gonna be a hand. There's gonna be actually a lot that's gonna fit your style. And
Exactly.
even with this holiday, just today I pre-ordered Hogwarts Legacy and Gotham Knights. So
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna be
did?
I'm
You
good.
pre-ordered?
Yeah, I pre-ordered both, so I'm good. I'm good this holiday, even without
Exactly.
Starfield and all that. So let's not pretend that multiplats and other studios make games here as well. And that's
Mhm.
something that annoys me a lot about this community, is that it seems like only exclusives matter, which for somebody like me, I'm on the opposite end. We only get a handful of exclusives a year, no matter what platform you play on.
Right.
The rest, 95, 99% of our other games are on different platforms, and that's just how it is, you know.
Mhm. And then
Which
it's
a
a
lot of Xbox guys own other platforms. That's always irking me too, because everybody's like, "Well, what are you guys gonna do when the new God of War comes out? Whenever that happens?" I'm like, dude, you know how many Xbox guys have PlayStations?
I unfortunately don't have a PS5 because do want to play exclusive with it too. But at the same time, I still got my Series X and Series
Hmm.
S. I'm okay with that, and I got a Nintendo Switch. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I game on whatever I want to game on. And fanboy, I'm gonna tell you like this here. Let me put y'all in perspective, right? The the fanboys that cry about stuff like this, to me, I feel like they're not real gamers. To
Hmm.
be honest with you, they're not. I feel like they're social gamers, and I'm explaining to everybody what social gamers mean. Social gamers are the ones that have Game Pass or have bought this game, but don't really play the games at all. They play Twitter or any other social media in the games that are in front of their faces. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Those are social
Yeah.
gamers. You know what I mean? And what the community has right now, as far as like on the crumb side of the community, those are social gamers. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at us three that's in this live stream right now, you could tell that us three and the people in the chat, we all game. You know what I'm saying? We all play games. We don't play it because it's there. We play it because it's the excitement that's there. What's the story behind the game? How the gameplay manifests itself? Is it worth actually playing the game? You know what I'm saying? That's the type of gamer I am. I would say I'm a hardcore gamer, but I don't play every single thing. I don't like real time strategy games. You know what I'm saying? But I like
Right.
other games. Like if you look at see like Travis, he says I'm no fanboy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's a gamer. You look at Kima, he's a gamer. The people that we all know that's in the gaming community, we know who's really a gamer, who's really not a gamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree, man. And that's why I was saying, like in the comment section for Unlimited, man, I was just like, it blew my mind because I'm like, again, like, where do you guys have the time to talk about a lot of this stuff if you're trying to? Because every time I get home, man, I get home, man, I gotta make sure my kids are set up, dude. Sometimes I gotta do like
Mm-hmm.
gotta do projects and
Well.
stuff like that for my kids. So then
Yeah.
this is what I kind of hate about my gaming now, man. I'm actually like planning it, right? But sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I like to play it how I feel, but I don't
Right.
have that option a lot of times because I come home, I gotta knock stuff out. Then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get to this point on Trek to Yomi. I gotta get to this point on Cobra Kai. Dude, I gotta try and beat all the challenges on Halo Infinite, right? To unlock my armor because I bought the new season,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
that's what it feels like sometimes.
look at it like this, man. At least you have I wouldn't say you, but like we, as all of us that's in this live stream right now, we have a variety of games to choose from to play. You know what I'm saying? We play what we want to play. If it's to our enjoyment, we'll play it. You know, people like to force playing games just to say I played it or just say anybody play it. But us as a gamer, we play it because we want to play those particular games. You know, that, like I said, like you said earlier, they may not have a game that's in a particular stat that you may not like, but there's other games to play because it's about a variety. And that's what's the best thing about Game Pass. You feel me? You know, you could pay for Game Pass Ultimate. You have Xbox Live Goals mixed in with the Game Pass or whatnot. Whoop de woo. You get to play online. You get to play by yourself. Whoop de woo and just have fun, man. And I feel like the gaming community, like the fanboys, the crumb side, they lost sight of having fun with gaming because they like to ruin the moments of certain aspects of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say Gotham Knights come out. Let's say if it came out to this day, right? And a lot of fanboys say, "Oh, this game is trash. This is garbage truck juice." You know, this will happen in this game. They, you know, individuals will ruin the moment of the game, make you feel like you don't want to play it. Then the back and forth, it makes it feel like you don't want to be around individuals that be in that crumb side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I've been feeling since because Gotham Knights had some new gameplay the other day. I
Mm-hmm.
personally loved it, but the reaction from a lot has been so negative. I'm just like, man, I ain't going to interact with gamers because, you know, I just don't see a point in you know, me ruining something that I love just you know and excited for because everybody else is upset about it. That's not how I work. It's not how I ever work. You know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like I said, we got tons and tons of games to play. Hell, we got some secretive games that we may not even know about. It's coming to Game Pass. That'd be like that might be mind blowing. It's just
Yeah.
that people fail to realize that as gamers, you feel me? We're going to find something that we may enjoy, find something that we may not like. But at the end of the day, you're going to pick what you love. You know what I'm saying? And fanboys, you know what I'm saying, wants to, and now I'm talking about more fanboys nowadays. And I know, Seg, I know you agree with me on this one, but fanboys nowadays, they like to force games on people nowadays.
Dude, you know, when I was
Yeah.
growing up, fanboy wasn't a bad, you know, it wasn't derogatory, not like it is now. Like they use it in a
No.
derogatory way. But when I see people say it that way, I'm like, that's just because you're not, man. You're like a normie to me. And I
Mm-hmm.
think for to answer you on the crumb side stuff, man, I think that's why they're getting even more, you know, upset about stuff, right? Because it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of crumbling, man. It's crumbling because like if all these people start coming over like they are, I mean, you can't
Mm-hmm.
deny the numbers. And I'm like I say, like I'm not a numbers guy in the sense of for the console war stuff, like cannon fodder for
Mm-hmm.
console war, but you can't deny what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the system selling the way it is. Like you know, you talked about the S Series S, so
Mm-hmm.
it's happening. These people are coming over, and on my Twitter, I always share the Japanese people, Japanese console being
Mm-hmm.
sold. People posting on their accounts from Japan.
Yeah.
Like people get mad about that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm showing that because I don't need them to win Japan. I just need them I just need these guys to support the console and also get Game Pass because that's what they're doing. They're buying the Series S because they like the way it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Japan markets are very niche. A lot of people don't know
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, but they're very niche in how they have a particular way that they like to buy things. And
I
that's why
agree.
sometimes in the States, right, we kind of look at them a little differently, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
understand like how they buy stuff. And I'm only saying this because I live in Hawaii, man, so I can see the correlation probably a lot better than people from the mainland. But they're like niche buyers, right? So when something like that catches on and you see people start posting it, to me it's good. Like I said, I don't need Microsoft to win in Japan. I just need to have a steady flow and have these people come in because ultimately it is about online and it is about Game Pass, and that's
Yeah.
kind of all I care about personally. Me, sorry, go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
No, I thought I'm stuttering. My fault. I thought Unlimited was about to say something.
Oh no, no, you know, no. I'm just listening to y'all.
Well, if you guys want to jump in on the Bethesda thing, right? So for Starfield and Redfall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I'll start it off since this is the kind of way I want to approach it. Like I
Okay, but
was saying earlier.
Sega, before you start it off, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna just say this, right? It feels good to be a gamer. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a real good time to be a gamer. This is why I get kind of upset, right? Because so many people that was like we know on the Xbox side that was talking about a day like this and they left,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I mean, nothing you can do about that now. But
Yeah, I've been said it this though. Like before we get onto the meat and potatoes of it though, I said this to you years ago too. The same people that left Xbox is going to be the same ones that come right back. You seen it firsthand what's going on. And I'm telling you right now, the people that left is going to be the same ones that return back, and you gonna see them praising they ain't never left. You gonna see that happening more and more. Mark my words by. I say by the end of this press conference, if this press conference goes well with the Xbox Bethesda, then you're gonna see a lot more people revert back to it. You remember what I used to call people? Remember what I used to call the flip floppers back in the day, huh?
oh yeah, dude.
The
Yeah, that was
flipperachis.
yeah, that was dude. That's right. That's right. I almost forgot about that. Oh man,
Yeah,
that was,
we used to call them flip. You know, I came up with the word, and I had everybody saying it, flipperachis.
I thought it was funny because I remember I told you one time in the comment section I was telling you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cockroach that. That's what we say here. What we say, I'm gonna cockroach them. I'm gonna steal that. But that was cool. Yeah. So well, dude, you brought it up. Let's jump on that. I mean,
Mhm.
I know Unlimited. I know you guys talked about it, but if you don't mind, you jump on. What do you guys expect from the conference since we're talking about it?
I'm not really sure anymore. Well, they're still going to show the gameplay for Starfield and Redfall, so expect that. Delay doesn't mean the game is canceled for people who don't have brain cells.
Oh gosh,
I've
I
been,
hope they show it, bro. I hope they show it just to piss people
yeah, I've been.
off. I'm sorry. I'm at that point right now.
Oh no, it's all good. I've been saying for a little while now. I think Avowed is going to be shown. I think that's going to be something
Yeah,
people
I agree.
people aren't expecting, and it's going to be released sooner than later. And then last night Hebot said that Ninja Theory said that the development for Hellblade 2 has been going faster than usual. So we'll probably see that as well. But with a studio with like, I mean, for a company with 30 studios and like 60 games in development, who knows? We still haven't seen Compulsion. The guys who made We Happy Few.
Yeah.
We haven't seen their new game yet, or an
No.
Exile. And I know that they were working on a third person RPG.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, for me, I'm gonna tell y'all which game development studios that's not gonna be at that event for sure. And Exile's not gonna be there because they just started on their new game. That's a
Uh,
fiddly fact. Double Fine Production, they not gonna be there because Psychonauts 2 just came out
yeah.
last year. They ain't, they working on their game right now. They're in pre-production. And I'm explaining this to people. What people don't know what pre-production is, because people don't, how fanboys is. They don't understand what pre-production is. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They gotta. I'm gonna give y'all some examples of what pre-production is. They have to figure out what engines they're gonna actually use for this actual game that they're working on. They have to
Mhm.
get the storytelling right on par. You know what I'm saying? They got to get the concept art or scenery if they're going to go to different places to shoot, to like take pictures, to get the scene, to get the graphic right, so they can get the concept art right. That's some of the aspects of the pre-production. So they have to get some of these things done in order for this to get in full production, especially mainly the writing aspect of it, because they want to give people a legit story of what this game is going to be about, what is that type of concept. You feel me? So
Right.
I just took some people that don't have brain cells to school. But anywho,
Well, and just a simple fact of the, well,
mhm.
everything
No,
that's
go ahead.
going on right now.
Mhm.
I mean, in real life, right? So I
Yeah.
sympathize with these guys what they have to go through because a lot of it is a creative process.
Mhm.
I work administrative and stuff like that, so I have to deal with people like on that level, and that's not
Mhm.
even a creative side. It's just trying to bang things out and get stuff done. And it's been difficult, man. You got people that
Absolutely.
are there and people that are not there, and I'm talking this is very basic. So I can imagine like, you produce music and stuff like that. So if it's on a
Yeah.
creative aspect, right, and then you're trying to put stuff together, it's not that easy.
Mm-mm. It's not because it's like it's a part of the territory creating catching writer's block. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
from what I'm seeing with Microsoft from this press conference, like I said, we're not going to see anything. We ain't gonna see no Forza Horizon 6. That's out of the war. They just started development on that. I think we'll see something with Contraband down the road. Maybe see another teaser or something like that. But the games that I think that we will see for sure is Avowed is going to be one of them. The Grounded update, you know what I'm saying, when the 1.0 is going to actually come out. We obviously going to see something with Sea of Thieves. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of Sea of Thieves now, bro.
Hold on a
I'm
minute.
just
Didn't you say something about Sea of Thieves the other day? Or is that Era? Somebody was saying something about Sea of Thieves.
I'm just tired of Sea of Thieves, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for something else from Rare. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Everwild and Sea of Thieves, I want something else, man. I want something that has that umph. I'm just tired of seeing.
I hate to burst your bubble, man, but Rare right now is like Marvel. They're gonna ride that pony till it dies.
Unfortunately, man, I'm just tired of Sea of Thieves at this point. But I'm not gonna knock it. Then you're gonna see some with season 3 of Halo Infinite. That's obvious.
Right.
My CFTs are from the coalition of their new IP, not Gear 6, but their new IP. Gonna definitely see some with Hellblade, Starfield, Redfall. Y'all give me a second because this is a thought process because they got so many studios. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even funny right now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in.
No. He's right, man. They got so many products in games. We forget that games like Contraband, I think was scheduled to come out this year, reportedly. So that's probably next year. The
Yeah.
Indiana Jones game that Bethesda's making. Uh, there's no shortage of games for Xbox in their studios, man. None at all. So you damn near can't go wrong on any of them.
In the words of Enzo, you can't teach that. You know, but if you looking at it right now, Xbox got so many games. That's why we're not going to see everything at the Xbox event. We're going to see. I say we're going to see a good bit at the Xbox Bethesda event, but we're going to see a good bit at the Gamescom event because they got so many studios. They're going to have to spread it out. And don't be surprised down the road if you look at Platinum Games. People may not think that it might happen, but Platinum Games has been pushing hard for them to get acquired by Microsoft so bad. You know what I'm saying? They
Dude,
want
there's a lot of people. Dude, there's a lot of people holding themselves right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
All
blows
right,
me mind.
all right. If you look at it like this, Sega. If you look at it like this, all right,
Yeah, go ahead.
Xbox need to get to that Japanese market or Chinese market, right? So they talking about they should acquire Capcom or any other studio. I say either Platinum Games or open up a studio. And people may hate me for this, but get Tebanopo Edagaki that did the Dead or Alive series and the Ninja Gaiden series. Let him run that studio to create them some new IPs. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That's what I've been saying for the longest. But people say, "Oh man, he did a lot of things in the past that's not worth a while. He shouldn't have did this or did that." What they would, but if you look at it like this, they got Tango Gameworks. They own that studio. That's a fact. But another Japanese studio wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? They can
Yeah.
create something because the thing that Xbox is lacking, and I'm be brutally honest, it doesn't have its own exclusive hack and slash type of game.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
hey, thank you for saying that because the hack and slash genre in general has been lacking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, and when I mean hack and slash, I don't mean that Dark Souls stuff that people
Hell
claim is
no.
hack and slash. I mean like that Castlevania, Lords of Shadows, or classic God of War style hack and slash. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why we haven't received one in a while, but any studio that jumps on that will gain my favor in a heartbeat. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mute myself for a while though. I'm taking care of something.
Oh, go ahead,
All
bro.
right, for sure, man, for sure. Well, Sega, you mind if I take the floor for a brief second, man?
No, go ahead, dude. Go knock yourself out.
Okay. All right, I ain't gonna be too long, but what I'm saying is that what we've lacking, you know what I'm saying, and what Xbox is lacking, Platinum Games could actually give that to them because they can give them that Japanese style hack and slash games that is needed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that I feel like
Well,
that would be a good
I
one.
would like action RPGs as well if we're going there.
Exactly. Even though Babylon Fall was an epic fail from Platinum Games,
Yeah.
obviously that didn't work well. That should have been a multi-plat, but you see how that went. Nobody playing that game.
Yeah, but they made you make your bed, right, as they say.
Figgity facts, you ain't lying on that though. You heard me. But I'm gonna just say it like this, right? For this Xbox event that's coming up next month, I'm gonna be live streaming it on the Gamer Section channel. So,
Are you gonna stream it?
yeah, I'm gonna live stream it on the Gamer Section channel. You know.
For me, it's on a Sunday, so that's church. So
Oh yeah, absolutely,
yeah, so I
absolutely.
won't be. But yeah, I don't really do anything on Sunday.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Like, but when you look at this Xbox event, they gotta like since those two games have been delayed, they really gotta come with it. They it's really got to be more gameplay type of trailers instead of CGIs because for the last 2 years, don't get me wrong, we've been seeing some phenomenal trailers, but we need to see some gameplay aspects to give us something like to hold us over until the game is actually released. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to get the CGI trailers again. Like Perfect Dark, we most likely ain't going to see that at this conference because of the reboot situation and the stuff that's went on. State of Decay 3, we're not going to see that because of what's going on at Undead Lab right now. We've been hearing stuff about what's going on, about there's a lot of harassment situations going on. I don't believe it, but I don't really see that coming. You know,
no, where is this? What Activision you talking about? Or?
No, it was Undead Labs where there was a situation where there was a harassment situation and
are you serious? Oh,
yeah, I heard about it, but it was on Gaming Ball. I don't really look at IGN or games, but I look at other sources like Gaming Ball, other stuff like that. You feel me? Because IGN, like if you look at IGN and GameSpot, they have the biases. But if you look at sites like Gaming Ball, you look at there's a lot of websites I be researching on anyway. So I can't name it off top of the head, but there's a lot that has been going on back in the days. Like if you look at Moon Studios, why do you think Moon Studios is not working with Microsoft anymore at this point?
Because of that?
The owner of Moon Studios made some racial claims, some harassment claims and stuff like that. That's been going on over there. Microsoft was aware of it. That's why they chose that like Moon Studios is not working with Microsoft. It's going to be a private division working with Moon Studios on the multiplayer game.
Yeah, I think, and let me just jump in real quick. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to Microsoft, right? They have a particular, to me, like Phil Spencer is kind of like a passive aggressive type of person, right?
Yeah.
And I always use this as an example. What happened with Crap Gamer is a perfect example. There's things that Phil Crap Gamer. You know how Crap Gamer.
The Flipperacci. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, cool. I got you.
Yeah. So you saw what happened with him, right? How Phil, Phil normally doesn't respond, but he slapped old boy down, and Phil has a thing about this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when he talked about Activision, so like some people are looking at it, well, it's just the money, there's a business, yeah, and as it should be.
Exactly.
But when Phil talks about this kind of stuff, he means it, man. He takes that kind of stuff seriously, whether it's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm just being honest. So when it comes to stuff like that, yeah, Phil will definitely. He doesn't like that stuff. I can tell you that much.
All right, Travis, man. All right, Travis, go ahead and Super Saiyan on him for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give him some Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Go ahead and be a Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do.
By, dude. Yeah, man. God bless you. Miss you, man.
Nah, but what I was saying is though, like if you look at a lot of these game development companies right now, there's been a lot of situations where you've been hearing about harassment, sexual harassment, other things like that. Even from Activision, there's a lot of things going on with Activision Blizzard. You feel me? I think when Microsoft acquires them, there's going to be some changes, but it's going to be a slow process. It's not going to be like easy selling right now. You feel me? So I don't see.
It's kind of like it's a soup du jour kind of thing though going on too, right? Yeah, it's like there's so much stuff coming out with all this stuff that they got to kind of sift through that. Yeah. Right, to make sure that it's what's real and what's not real. That's the only problem I have.
Exactly.
Okay, it becomes like it goes viral almost to in a sense. And I'm not saying that it's not happening, right? But at what level? And then you look at the level, and then how is that going to affect, basically your game? Like it kind of worked out for Microsoft in a way, right? Because they were able to get Activision at a certain price tag. But in fact, if you get Activision at all, that plays right into it. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree with everything that you just said. You know what I'm saying? My thing is like, okay, looking at Xbox, they're acquiring these studios. Activision, Blizzard, they're going to basically separate a lot of studios to create their own games. Like, you never know, you might see a new Tony Hawk game or bring back another Spyro or Crash. They're going to separate it because of Call of Duty. The reason why the studios end up becoming support studios is because of the Call of Duty situation. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's going to change in a major way anyway because of that. And if you look at Bethesda, they got their games like, okay, if you look at the Xbox event from Bethesda, we're going to see the two games, the Redfall and the Starfield. There's a possibility we might get a teaser for the Wolfenstein 3 game. You know what I'm saying? But from what people don't understand, that 99% of these games is going to be exclusive to Xbox. Basically, if you look at PlayStation, that's going to hurt PlayStation in the long run because a lot of the games that come from Bethesda and then Activision Blizzard and all that is most likely going to be exclusive to Xbox. And Phil Spencer and Aaron Gruber, they're not saying it now. They kind of going to mimic how they did with that Bethesda whole live stream when they actually announced the acquisition was in full effect. You know what I'm saying? So people need to understand that Xbox is here to stay in the long run. They're going to have games galore. They're going to have tons of exclusives. Game Pass about to be hella lit. You feel me? And I'm off track right now. Let me get back. Let me bring it right back to the Xbox.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Let me bring it right back. I'm starting right on, but like I said, when you look at the video game event that's coming up next month, they're going to have some games to show. They got an hour and 30 minutes. What they said, possibly 2 hours, but they're going to have games to show. They're going to have some games that Sea of Thieves. I don't want them to show no more Sea of Thieves. I want them to be done with Sea of Thieves, but they're not going to be done with that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go ahead.
It makes them too much money.
They got to do what they got to do. But I feel like I said, Perfect Dark's not going to be there. Everwild is not going to be there. In Exile, I know Compulsion Games, they're going to be there. They're going to tease. It's going to be a CGI trailer, but they're going to tease their game. If they put a little gameplay to it, cool. And I'm calling it. They're going to have a release date for the Compulsion Games game. They're going to have a release date probably, I say either late 2023 or early 2024. You know what I'm saying, with that game from Compulsion. Then you look at the Coalition game, right? The Unknown IP, that's going to be announced, but no release date. Then you look at the Obsidian games, like the Outer Worlds 2. I see that being announced for 2024. I see Avowed, they actually show in-depth gameplay, and that'd be sometime in the summer of 2023. You know what I'm saying? Then you look at trying to think of another game, another studio. It's a lot of studios, so it's like tough to think about it because it got so many studios. Like, okay, Ninja Theory, I'm calling it right now. Hellblade 2, spring 2023.
You don't think this year?
No.
Oh, you think it's going to be around the time of Starfield and the other one that was delayed?
No, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Starfield gonna come out around February.
Yeah. I think the same too. And hey guys, I gotta get going, but hey, thank you for having Sega Forever and Kano, man. It's nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Yeah. And enjoy y'all weekend.
Yeah, you too. All right, man. Take it easy, man.
For sure.
Yeah, and thanks Unlimited, man. Thanks Unlimited for stopping by, man. Unlimited is like
for shiggity.
Yeah, he's like he's like he's been in the community for a while, but then he just recently started doing videos and stuff like that. So we all hooked up. But he's a cool dude. Thanks Unlimited, man. Welcome. Thanks for coming on board.
Absolutely.
All right, bro. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good, man. I was just saying that when you look at Xbox, they got so many games to come out. And Mr. Kima said, remember, Phil Spencer likes to show games that are in a 18-month time frame. I'm gonna just put it in that perspective. And Mr. Kima, he's actually right about that. But I feel like when it comes down to the nitty-gritty with these games, yeah, we want to see a lot of games. Hellblade, I'm still calling it. I'm calling Hellblade to be coming out 1 month from this year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
in May of 2023 of Hellblade 2. I'm calling it.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Do you think that they're gonna by next year? Do you think he's gonna be doing that like what did he say? Wasn't he? Phil was saying that they wanted to possibly do like one game every month, or is it one game every quarter?
Like one game every quarter, but the way I'm looking. Yeah, but the way I'm looking at it is like all them games that's going to be exclusive to Microsoft. That's going to kind of be impossible because if you look at it like this, they have a lot of games in the horizon that are AAA quality. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what if they get 50 million subscribers?
They ain't gonna have no choice but to put all the AAA games out like that.
Yeah, I mean, because if they get them, so my big thing with Game Pass, why I push it so much, because I do want that market share. I always say that I want. Because if they get those Netflix numbers, hell, if they get the Disney Plus numbers, right? I mean, that basically makes it bulletproof. Like for me, it would
Mhm.
force it would change it would change the game definitely, but it would
Mhm.
force developers like with Microsoft having to talk to them. And I'm not saying they have to be heavy-handed, right? But it pulls more in their favor. So game developers, especially third-party developers, won't be able to ignore Game Pass. I mean,
Mhm.
they can't really ignore it now, but imagine if they have over 50 million and then get to 70 million subscribers by next year.
Mhm. Okay, let me put you on game about something, right? If
Yeah,
you look at Microsoft, when it comes to Game Pass Ultimate, like Game Pass Ultimate itself, Microsoft makes approximately $2.3 billion a year off of Game Pass Ultimate. That's
right.
not that's not including Xbox Live Gold by itself, and that's not including Game Pass by itself, right? That's Game Pass Ultimate. If you look at Game Pass by itself, they make approximately $1.2 billion a year. When you look at the Xbox Live Gold, they make almost 10 billion a year from that alone too. So they're not even including the accessories or controllers, not even including the consoles. You feel what I'm
Yes.
saying? So they make billions of dollars a year off of the gaming alone. So they have the money to put back into the gaming market as far as acquiring studios or adding extra technology to the brand. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at Microsoft, they highly equipped with technology, and they always advancing on with technology every day.
Yeah, they
At
always,
Microsoft.
this is why I became an Xbox guy because they follow the same vein as Sega. Of course, Sega
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have the pockets of Microsoft, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but Sega was always cutting edge of their stuff to their own, discredits, not discredit, but demise in a sense, right? Because they didn't have the money. But with Microsoft, they
Mm-hmm.
don't have that power, man. It's just like that. It's just like that scene in Justice League that I love when Flash asks Bruce Wayne, "What's your superpower?" and he just looked at him and said, "Money."
Right.
You know, because it's so true, right? Across the board. Like
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft, like you said, dude, they could afford to buy that. And if they're making money upon money, and they have to be making money. I know some people like they don't believe it, but
Mm-hmm.
it just makes sense to me, like because they're putting so much money into it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Yeah.
not doing it just to drown. And they don't do it for the same reasons that other companies needs to do, like to get a hold of the market, which I think is going to be a byproduct of that. But they
Mm-hmm.
do it because it's successful.
And then not only that, they're not done acquiring studios and stuff like that. Because
Yeah,
if you look at it right now, they want to make sure they got enough studios. They right now, as far as studios acquisition, they want to compete with Tencent and Embracer Group. Because everybody know that like Embracer Group acquired some of the studios that Square Enix had, like to the Tomb Raider and the Marvel Avengers and Guardian of the Galaxy developers. You feel me? So
yeah,
Microsoft is actually trying to compete in that sense. Now Sony, they got money, but they don't have that much money compared to Microsoft. They got money to spend. Sony really don't have that much money to spend.
Well,
So
I was looking into Embracer Group, man. They have
mm,
like I said in my video, I did a video about it, man. They have pedigree. These guys have pedigree, man. They're definitely somebody that they can look at. They're doing exactly the same thing as Microsoft. I don't know. They've been around, I think, longer, of course, than Microsoft. I think Microsoft might be looking at what they're doing and
true.
following suit because it's very similar. Now,
Mm,
Tencent, on the other hand, this is where I will push back a little bit about what you said.
mm.
Um, like Tencent, I wouldn't trust them with a 10-foot pole. So,
Hell no. Hell
so
no.
because I think they really want to dominate the Asian market, which is what they're trying to do right now. So I don't know if Microsoft can even push in it at this point. Hopefully they try, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
But I'm gonna say it like this: if you look at Tencent, okay, let me wind it back. Let me backtrack. If you
Yeah.
look at, okay, have you ever heard of a game development company called Game Science?
Yes.
So you know about the Black Myth Wukong game coming out next year.
Yes. I've heard
That's
about
what,
it. I don't know. I'm not in depth. I just in what I've read. Yeah. Very,
man.
very. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you can explain it in detail.
All right. Well, people need to understand. Game Science is a Chinese. I think they based out of Shanghai, Hong Kong. I think either Shanghai or well, I forgot the other city. I say Shanghai. You
Okay.
feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they the company that's working on the Black Myth Wukong game. You know what I mean? Like if you look at it right now, the Chinese market in gaming is trying to compete with the Japanese market because they got games like Project Eve, they got Project L
Right.
coming out. They got like Chinese market is actually on the rise when it comes to these games because if you think about it, even that Genshu Impact game that came from
Yeah.
China.
That thing's huge. Yeah.
Even though
I only
that
know
should have
that
been
because of my kids. Yeah.
yeah, but that game should have been a multiplayer. It shouldn't have been no PlayStation exclusive. It should have been multiplayer. My personal opinion. And if you look at it like this, if you look at it like this, right? Microsoft is gonna. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I say by 2026, 2027, Microsoft going to definitely tap into the Chinese Japanese market. They're going to either acquire studios or have strong partnerships with certain game developers to have some of their exclusive games going to Xbox. Mark my
Yeah,
words.
I don't know though, because the way China operates, right? I mean,
Yeah,
as
they
far
operate terribly.
as the way they control their industry, right? It's all government controlled. Um,
Facts.
so I don't know if they would want, like this is what's happening with the Hollywood right now. Hollywood's actually getting, which they deserve, right? Because they've been
Mhm.
over backwards for China for stupid stuff. And because and it's you're trying to appeal to the market. I understand they have a different culture. Understand that totally, right?
Yeah.
But now
Mhm.
basically China's basically let them in, kind of built up a little, fan base of people that actually got used to the movies, but then now they're controlled. But they always controlled it. But now what they're
Mhm.
doing, right, is they're taking that industry over to the point where they don't need Hollywood anymore. And that's the thing I see with video games, that they could do the same thing.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to do that because they're not too much in that liberty to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look
Well,
at it,
yeah.
Microsoft is really on that competing aspect of it because they're trying to acquire as much studios as possible so Tencent won't get them. And right now, Microsoft is not the only one. You got Google trying to compete to get studios, and you got Amazon trying to compete to get studios, which
Well, I
Google is
think
going to fail miserably.
right. But that's why I think Microsoft is going. They're kind of like in phase two now. They're going to three, in my opinion, right? Because of
Mhm.
what happened with Google and stuff like that. So that's why I know they're looking at and of course yeah, Apple, Google, and stuff like that. But once it's been revealed about Embracer Group, that people are looking at it, and they're looking, like you said, at Tencent, right? I mean, just
Mhm.
the level that they're at, is forcing Microsoft. Again, this is why I was getting upset about how people are giving Microsoft flack for purchasing Activision. Because if you look at these two other groups, man, I mean, they're huge. And I knew about them. I just never really paid attention to them like I am right now. I'll be honest with you. But I knew that they're out there. I know what they have. And if
Mhm.
you're anybody who keeps, I mean, I'm not trying to turn this into a political conversation, but if you keep up with the geopolitical stuff on the world stage, right, you can see it follows suit with everything that China does.
I
Like how they
understand.
pursue, how their business interests are and their tech interests are and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, which is a little bunch of bull. It's just as bad as G4 TV is right now.
Yeah, G4. We should do well. Maybe that ship has passed, but I'd love to get your perspective on that. Maybe we can do a video on that at a
You know
later
what?
time.
You know what? We can do that. We can talk about it right now. You know
Yeah, go
what?
ahead. Yeah, if you want to spit it out, go.
About right now. I honestly think G4 TV sucks. Okay,
Yeah,
and everybody know. Even back in the days, I was an advocate for them to bring back G4 TV. Now I'm looking at it like, hell, we got YouTube. We make videos ourselves. We could do this ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
and I
Because the
think
G.
that's what happened. Yeah, I think that's what happened because, you're already catering to a group of people that rather be playing games than watching you.
Mhm. The thing
You know,
about it, G4 TV is not about gaming at all. The only game show is on there is X Play, and it's not even gaming like that on that show, like how it was once was.
well, when Tina Wood left, man, I knew it was going to change, dude. I love watching G4 for the documentaries and the stuff they did, but it was all, at least it was gaming focused, man. But when Tina Wood left, I knew, and then they were switching formats. Man,
Yeah,
I like
man.
Adam Sessler, man, but he's old now, dude. He's like grouchy too, man. He's like an old grouchy dude.
Yeah, he's like 48, 49 years old.
Yeah,
But looking at the status of G4 TV, like the shows, they don't have no chemistry. Like Foss came and said some stupid stuff, saying that that we're sexist towards the women, that we're not easy on the eyes for her and other whatever it is. You feel me?
yeah.
So the stuff that she said kind of like deteriorate what G4 was all about. And Attack of the Show ain't what it once was. And Attack of the Show is trash too. You know what I'm saying? The whole G4 TV formula is trash. I've been saying this on Twitter. If I would have ran G4 TV, it would be one of the most popping programs to date on cable and on internet. You know what I'm saying? Because I have an intellectual mind frame, so I can actually put things together and I will run it right. You know what I'm talking about? You know, that's what I've been saying. But G4 TV really needs to be more onto the video game side. Because hell, when they do the showcase, they could broadcast it live on cable simultaneously with YouTube, but they're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to compete too, right? Because the what do
Hmm.
they call that, man? Everything's changed, right? The
Hmm.
industry's changed, everything's changing, and everything's fluid. And when you
Hmm.
have that type of thinking, the fact that she said what she said and not even knowing the history of her own company, That says a lot, dude. She's definitely a person of her generation. I'll say that much. And it's unfortunate because I like her. When she would talk about gaming, I would be more in tune with her on the gaming aspect.
Exactly.
And but when she definitely not aligned with her politically, but when she did that, it kind of the thing I didn't like about it is not that I disagree with her opinion. It's just that the way she went about it. It just showed me that she just never gave it much thought. Again, her own company is guilty of doing that.
Yeah, it's a lot with it. Like, okay, if you look at the people that's on G4 TV right now, they don't have any chemistry whatsoever on each of the shows. And you know what I'm saying? They're not doing anything worthwhile on these shows. They be putting a lot of things that makes you scratch your head like, wait, huh? Like what? You know what I'm saying? So with G4 TV, it's not what it used to be. Like I'm gonna give you examples of what I would have done if I would own G4 TV. Right now, I own a gaming brand called Gamer Section. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I would have done. I would make a lot of these shows taped. Like Attack of the Show should be taped for an hour, like the original programming was back in the day. X-Play should be taped with the shows too, like back in the day, also too, with reviews and stuff like that. How it originally was. I would, if they want to talk about esports, we'll have a rightful esports programming that will make violent sense, not doing some stupid comedy acts. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that they you know what I think they do, man. I think they focus group a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sega Man. Yeah, I posted this thing up there. Yeah,
Facts. It's complete trash right now. It's to the point that I hardly even watch G4 TV as it is now because I cringe at what they be saying and doing stuff. And about 99.9% of the time, they're not funny at all. There's nothing funny about G4 TV. The people on the show is not funny. Kevin Ferrer, he's not funny. Cassian G is not funny. You know what I'm saying? The Black Hokage, he's not funny. None of them individuals is funny. The shows on there is not funny. The only part that I thought was funny is when they did a video on the death of Crackdown, which that's far from the truth because there are already rumors going around about them working on Crackdown 4.
Yeah, like a fully realized Crackdown, right?
Exactly. So that's not true because Crackdown is they're actually working on that. I wish they had a new Def Jam fighting game. That's a figgity fact.
That would be so hard though, man, with the licensing. Oof. But yeah, I agree with you. That's like I'm 1 and 2, right? They had 2. Did they have 3?
They had Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for New York, and Def Jam Icons. But Def Jam Icons was the worst out of the 3. The best one was Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yeah, that man, those games are awesome. That's when they had like NBA. What is it? NBA Street was out too, right?
Yeah, man.
Was that EA?
Yeah, that was in the 2000s, like on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube days.
That was good times, man.
Like
the last Mr. Here, Kano. I'm gonna pop this up here.
Okay. Well, y'all can find me on Twitter and all my social medias at Real Kano. I do interact. I do say some crazy, outlandish stuff on Twitter. I people may call me a psychopath because I speak my mind, but I'm a realistic about everything. If it's something I don't like about Xbox, I call it like I see it. Same thing with PlayStation, Nintendo. I cuss no corners. I tell it like it is. I'm just being real. I'm a realist. Sega been around me long enough to know I keep it all the way real.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that's what everybody wants right now, though. Everybody's starving for that kind of truth, man. Because look, dude, it doesn't help if you. It's like with this whole thing again, getting back to the Bethesda, Microsoft announcement, right? Yeah. You would rather people will be honest than lie about it. Now, if stuff comes out later, right, to see that there's all these kind of problems and all this kind of stuff, granted, but right now, dude, I mean, it's just like I think people would prefer that. I know I do personally. I won't speak for everybody, but personally, I want to know what's going on. I want you to be honest and be straightforward. Yeah, and again, in the sense of Microsoft, dude, I'm sorry, but they just have a lot of money, so why wouldn't they?
I'm just like I'm gonna be honest with when, like I said, when Starfield and Redfield was delayed, I was a bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, I got a backlog that's so crazy, it's not gonna bother me. Then I'm gonna be playing games like the Saints Row reboot that I'm looking forward to playing. I'm not going to trip about it. What up, He-Bot, man? What's happening? But it's like for now, yeah. I'm a fault, man. Go ahead. I'm a fault. My fault, Sega, man.
No, good.
Yeah, I was just saying though, like I'm not gonna be. I ain't gonna be crying a river about Starfield and Redfall being delayed. Hell, I'm looking forward to playing it whenever it's ready. Like Scorn, I'm going to play. The Dark Tide, I'm going to play early, but
I can't touch Scorn, man. That little evil. I was looking at that. So I was like, are you crazy? Dude, I could barely handle Gears, on a 4K. When I was using my 4K television.
yeah, I got a 4K.
I had my son do that one scene for me, man, because I couldn't handle the goriness of it. But it was pretty gory. I was like, dang, dude, this is pretty nasty. My son did it for me. I was like, dang.
Yeah, I got a 4K gaming monitor, so like I put my like Series X in it. You know what I'm saying? I got a 4K monitor and I got a 4K TV, like simultaneously. So I'm watching my sports, I can watch them play my games on my gaming monitor. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so you see, that's how it is, man.
Yeah, it's all good. But like I said, we got a lot to look forward to with Xbox. Xbox is going to be that bread and butter for a lot of gamers this generation because Xbox acquired a lot of studios. They got tons of games coming out. It's about to be a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful situation. And with this conference, though, I'm gonna just be brutally honest. Xbox has to show out. They have to show gameplay. That's what everybody wants. Gameplay. I want to see. Personally, for me, I want to see new gameplay for Hellblade 2. I want a release date for Hellblade 2. Hell, a lot of games that they showed last year, I want release dates at this point. I know with Perfect Dark, how they did the soft reboot a little bit, and Everwild, we're not going to see that anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, along with In Exile, we ain't going to see nothing in Double Fine Productions. We ain't going to see them for a minute. I think the Coalition next to show something. It's not going to be Gears of War 6. We ain't going to see that for a while. It's going to be a new IP. Then Obsidian, they got they 3 IP. Well, actually, they're working on about 7 games. You know what I'm saying? So they working on. They're gonna have to drop a game each year for 7 years.
Dude, it's crazy when you think about it. And if they add more, I know people get mad when I say this on social media, man. But I'm like, dude, I want them to buy somebody. Make another announcement. Dude, I'll be like, and of course for me, man, it's Sega, right? And I say that, and people get mad when they say that. I'm like, yeah, I'll just say it. I don't care.
I agree. They should buy Sega, and this is what I'm thinking about it too. I'm thinking about it like this too. Well, people don't, and a lot of people don't know about Microsoft and Sega. They had a relationship all the way back since the Dreamcast days. You know what I'm saying? People fail to realize that Microsoft helped Sega on the Dreamcast aspect of it with the online infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people fail to realize and forget about that. That if you look at Xbox, Xbox is the successor to the Dreamcast. If you think about it.
Well, I mean, for me, it's just like, it fits them well in a sense because for me, it both like the better buy I would think would be EA, right? Because EA's got EA's got titles. Because for me,
hell no.
For me, it's like the subscriber count. That's all I care about right now. It's the subscriber count, right? To get the subscriber count on. So if you get like how everybody's using EA Pass, like there's people playing Star Wars now just because it's on EA Pass and EA Pass is on, EA Play is on. Sorry, not Pass. EA Play is on Game Pass. So I see a lot more people playing the Star Wars game that normally wouldn't. And for me, that's all it's about, man. If you can if that helps you bump up the subscription count and keep people in there, right? That's the big thing, right? Yeah. You see that happening in other streaming services as well. But for me, the heart move, and Sega does have the content, right? They need the content. They definitely do. But that's more of a personal, right? Thing, so.
Yeah, and don't be surprised. I got a feeling. I'm gonna make another prediction. I think this next Star Wars Jedi game, the sequel to Fallen Order, I think that's gonna be on Game Pass day and date. Because
who's making it? Who's making it? Do you know?
Respawn.
Is it Respawn?
Yeah, Respawn. They making it.
Man, I hate Respawn too.
Respawn. The Jedi Fallen Order was made by Respawn.
Yeah, I know. But I was just like the whole thing with Titanfall. Sorry, I got issues.
I want a Titanfall.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to wrap it up right now. Yeah, not because I wanted, man. I could talk to you for like another hour and a half. We could even get Hebot in here if we wanted. I wanted to, but I got a message from my daughter. I didn't realize what time it was.
No, all good.
Yeah, I gotta go pick her up. But dude, if you want to do this, man, I'm thinking of actually putting together a podcast. And the title of it's going to be The Wrecking Crew.
Okay, so you've been watching Juice, huh?
This is like from the old WWF days, man. When they had that's what they call themselves, The Wrecking Crew. And
that's
then, and so that's I was thinking about doing that because so you could have like a bunch of have regulars on here, but have a bunch of different people with different opinions about stuff.
Figgity facts, success. We might have to chop it up off air. We'll chop it up and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And dude, like if you want, man, just let people know where you are, man. I know I've fallen off a little bit just because of life, but like promote your stuff too, man. I mean,
For shiggity.
yeah, you're skilled.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, man. Sega, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Last time we had been on the podcast together was the Direct X show. What I'm saying, from back in the days. In the words of All Might, I am here. Secondly, you can follow me on all my social medias at Real Ko Kano. I am on there. I do talk to everybody. I give my honest views about not just gaming, but on everything. What I'm saying? That's just me and my nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do have music that I'm working on. I'm working on a new project as we speak right now. Don't have a date for it right now. I'm just letting everybody know I'm a lyricist. I got bars for days, and I can compete with the best of them.
No, dude, for real, yeah. I mean, I've known you for a long time, dude. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And like I said, whatever you want to put out, yeah, we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off there. But yeah, man, y'all go ahead and follow the gamer section on all social medias at either gamer section on Twitter. It's gamer section podcast on Twitch. Just gamer section everything on social media. And we do got the gamer section podcast this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Y'all stay tuned. It's going to be lit. We're going to talk about more of the predictions on the Xbox and Bethesda. A lot of different topics to talk about. So y'all stay tuned. We keep it real over there too.
Yeah, thanks, bro, and thanks again for joining. That was cool, man. I saw you in the comment section. I was like, oh man, dude, straight up. And for everybody that joined us, man, thank you for sticking around. Sorry, this was like we just picked up, and I kind of like it like this, man, because we could just talk about a lot of different stuff. But I will try and format it because I know people kind of get stickler about that kind of stuff. At least the messages I get. But yeah, but I appreciate, man. I appreciate everybody who listened to the podcast and stuck around this long. But we'll bring it, dude. Like I said, we'll talk about it offline. And for everybody that joined us, man, thank you guys. And just let you know, appreciate all the support and everything like that, especially with my channel. And yeah, but All In channel, we out.
All right, peace.